A mother suffers a devastating stroke, and then 4 more. Now her daughters are feuding over her care. Amy says her younger sister Roxy doesn't do nearly enough to help care for their ailing mother. She says Roxy is full of excuses, but the bottom line is she's just plain selfish. Amy wants her sister to step it up and give her a break. Roxy says she's doing all she can to help care for Mom, but she's busy with her 3 children. She says Amy is a big complainer who's just jealous because she's never had any children of her own. Amy, you say that Roxy needs to step up. Tell us why.
Well, my mom, she has basically assistance for 100% of everything. I get up in the morning when I hear her get up, because I'll hear her walker going, and I know that she wants to get up and have coffee. So I get up, I make her coffee, we try to have a conversation. She knows I'm not a morning person, so, we keep it to a limit. I make sure she has all her medication. I'll make sure she has her, her breakfast, okay? Then I start cleaning the house. Mm-hmm. And then once I clean the house, here's lunchtime. I make sure she has her lunch, has, her needs, whatever her needs are at that time. Can we get you dressed? Can we, bathe you up? Can we do that? Then I go ahead and make dinner before I leave for work. Then I go to work. And then I come home from work.
Who watches her when you're at work?
Well, a lot of times she's by herself. Roxanne was supposed to do that.
I also work. I have a business where I'm not able to just drop everything and go. I own my own business, so my schedule is not flexible. And if I have to be somewhere or do something, I have to drop everything and just go.
Well, and some of this can be scheduled also, right? So you guys could maybe coordinate schedules together.
She wants 2 days in advance.
Right. Well, and sometimes you can't have that.
And I understand that. I understand because she does have 3 kids, and she takes care of her children.
Right, and people do suffer from caregiver burnout. You do your best, but then your own physical and mental health take a toll. So has that affected you? Have you found yourself becoming more irritable, tired, fatigued?
I snap at my mother, and I hate to admit that. And
Roxy, what are you doing to help for the care of your mother?
I try to take my mom once a week, and she can usually stay the night. When Amy asks me, can you take Mom, I never tell her no. I always tell her, yes, you can bring her.
But why does she have to ask you? Isn't that your daughter? Don't you think you could step up and say, hey, let me give you a break. I'll take her for a few days. Go and have friends over, whatever you want to do.
She's doing most of the work.
Let her answer, please. I'd like to hear her answer. Why?
Well, I feel like my sister does receive Social Security from my mother, so she does receive some type of compensation for it, and she doesn't use that for help.
Let me stop you about that, because that's irritating. And the same thing goes for people who pay support. They think she's spending it willy-nilly on new clothes and stuff. That money pays for food, pays for utilities, pays for rent, pays for the car to go buy stuff. It pays for a lot of stuff.
Well, let me ask you.
So for you to sit there and say she's getting paid, that doesn't fly with me, because she's not getting compensated.
Right.
Okay, but with my schedule, I can't take her more than 1 day a week. I have a very good relationship with my children. They're all spread out into ages. My daughter's 17, getting ready to go to college. I have an 11-year-old just started middle school, and I have a 5-year-old who just started kindergarten. Mm-hmm. So if I had more time, I would.
What kind of attitude is that? To sit there and say, I'm too busy to take care of the woman that bore me, gave me a life, raised me, brought me into this world. I got my own family. That is pure selfishness.
And I learned that from my mother.
Roxy, did you have resentment towards your mother?
100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've been told that
Dr. Judy, that's definitely a huge aspect of why she's not making the time for her mother.
It's
the fact that she's carrying resentment toward the mother. It's like, I'll fit you in when I can, because when I needed you, you weren't there for me as a child.
Right?
Is that a fair assessment, Roxy?
Yes, and I do not do that with my children.
Right.
My kids are my #1.
Amy, can I ask, as a family and as sisters, have you sat down and said, it's a little overwhelming. Could you help me out a little bit more, and maybe instead of just the 1 day, give me a little bit more time? Have you all tried to have a conversation about it?
I think we've had the conversation,
And what happens?
but we're here.
Oh, okay.